y'all, welcome to Dave's Tech Way, or welcome back to Dave's Tech Way, whichever the situation may be. Today on the channel we have a OverKill HTPC. This is a customer's build. I spent about 3 hours talking to the customer on this to get everything he needed. He wanted a small form factor, of course, being an HTPC. He wanted to be quiet. He wanted to be upgradable to a gaming machine in the future. These ports I wouldn't actually recommend for a regular HTPC, but these ports fits his needs. So let's get into them here and see what I picked out for the gentleman. Alright guys, starting out, we're going to start out with the Intel i5 6600K, which is a quad core pushing 3.5 gigahertz. This here is one port that I normally don't put into an HTPC. I normally go with a dual core, like the i3 or something like that, but he did want it upgradable to a gaming machine in the future, so quad core is necessary. And it is a Skylake chip, so it's going to be should be good for next 10 years or so before he's going to have to upgrade it again. Well, 6 to 8 years at least, but that should do him pretty good. Now for the heat sink, we have a couple reasons why we went with this one. We went with the CryoRig C7 40.5. The main reason why I went with this one, number one, is because of the form factor, because it is a small form factor case we're going in. Also, the fan RPM is 600 to 2500 RPM. So until he gets into gaming, this thing should be able to stay pretty quiet for him and not give him too much of a sound factor to disturbing his video watching or whatever he may be doing with this system. Next, we're going to go with the motherboard, which is the Gigabyte GAZ170 with Wi-Fi. He said it had to have Wi-Fi built into it. He didn't want to have to deal with the extra cords. He didn't want to have to run a wire, so we went with this Gigabyte board. It's got the Wi-Fi attached to it. There ain't nothing special about it. It does have the PCI 16 3.0 slot to it. It comes pretty good. Recommendations on Newegg. Out of the reviews, it's 4 out of 5 eggs. So it should do pretty well whatever he needs to do, and it does fit the CPU we picked. And of course, anybody that's into gaming knows you need at least 8 gigs, or you should have at least 8 gigs of RAM for gaming. Again, if you build an HTPC, you probably get away with 4 gigs, but he wants it to be a gaming rig, so we went with 8 gigs. We got G-Skill NT series 8 gigs 2x4 sticks running at 2400 megahertz speeds, and it comes in at a decent price. Actually, DDR4 has dropped tremendously in the last 6 months or so. It's only about $34 for the set, for the kit. So that's a pretty good deal. Sticking with needing to be quiet and needing the storage space, ADATA Premier SP550 2.5 inch drive, 960 gigabyte solid state drive for this build. This is the only drive I'm putting into this build. It is almost a terabyte of space, which should be good for his movies, and whenever he gets into gaming, should be good for that as well. And that kind of takes out the noise that you normally get with a typical hard drive, so it should stay pretty quiet for him. So we went, and like I say, it's plenty of space. And this ain't the fastest SSD, but for the price, I mean, you're looking at $209 for almost a terabyte of SSD space. You can't really go wrong with it. For the case for this build, we went with the Silverstone Raven RVZ02B. It's a pretty slim looking case. It's, he's got a black theme within his living room, so it goes good. I've actually already sent all these ports to him, and he's actually got them on the way to me. Unfortunately, I ain't gonna have time to film the build. I tried to get him to let me film it, he did want to give me the extra 3 or 4 days on the build to be able to film it for you guys, so I won't be able to film this one. But yeah, it's a pretty good looking little case. 4 eggs out of 5 on Newegg for $70. It fit off his components in it. It also comes. It also has the slots in the back for the video cord when he gets ready to add one. So it fits everything he needs. So it ought to do pretty good for him. And for the power supply, we have the Corsair SF series SF 600 watt. It is a 80 plus gold fully modular power supply. Small form factor of that module is nice because you don't have all them extra cables you have to tie up. And also it has a 0 RPM fan mode. So when it's just sitting there idling or he's just watching videos, he shouldn't. You don't have no sound from the power supply, which kind of goes into being a quiet build. He wanted a Blu-ray writer. So he said he had to have a Blu-ray writer for his kids' Blu-rays. He said he also wanted the writer. So I said, they ain't the cheapest things, but he had to have one, or he wanted one, whatever, whichever situation it to be. He's the customer. He wants it, and he's willing to pay for it. I'll put it in there. So we went with the Silverstone SATA interface slot loading Blu-ray. It's $170. He said he had to have it. He's willing to pay for it. He's getting it. He also wanted me to throw in wireless keyboard and mouse. So I found this Logitech wireless combo, the MK270 at Newegg for $25. He didn't care about it being a mechanical keyboard. He didn't care about the gaming aspect of it for right now. If he gets into gaming or his kids get into gaming later on, then he said he'd worry about it at that point. Which this should do pretty good. What concerns me about the wireless and being a gaming system is the lag. A lot of the wireless, you get a little bit more lag than what you would with a wired keyboard and mouse. But he said he'd take care of that when him or his kids got into PC gaming, so that's up to him. Also, I needed a slimline SATA to SATA power adapter for that Blu-ray player. So here it is for $9.36. StarTAC, if you've never heard of them, they make pretty good wires and peripherals and, well, not peripherals, but like little plastic trays, wires and stuff like that. They're pretty well known. They come with good reviews. All the products got good reviews on them. This particular one's got 4 out of 5. And this one here will convert your SATA power and your regular SATA connector into the slimline into the back of the DVD player for the motherboard and the power supply. That's one thing I like about Newegg, especially when you're getting these custom builds like this, which I went back and checked in other locations as well. But they give you these little compatibility notes down here at the bottom. The Silverstone Blu-ray reader writer, you have to have the slimline SATA to SATA power adapter. It just kind of makes it kind of nice. And of course, you always want to double check that when it comes from a website like this. But that way I know I got all the ports needed coming to me, and it should be good to go. Also, this customer has decided to go with the Kingwin for the OS. That's why you don't see an OS on this. He is going to be running Windows 10 on this thing. And it is overkill for an HTPC, as I stated at the beginning of the video. This rig, as it sets, is a little over $1,000, which is within his budget, and he's fine with the price. He's actually ordered the parts, and they're being shipped to me now. Unfortunately, he will not let me record it. I told him I'd cut off my labor costs for me to record the video for you guys, and he just came out and said no. Because because for me to record a build, it takes me, you know, 3 or 4 extra days to record the build. It takes me 3 or 4 days extra to record the build, and he don't want to wait that long to get the system. So unfortunately, I ain't gonna be able to put a build video up for you guys on this one. But at least I can run down the ports for you and show you what is total overkill for a HTPC. Don't forget to hit the like button if you liked it. Hit the down button if you didn't like it. Leave me a comment below. Let me know if there's anything you would have changed to fit the guys' needs. And by the way, guys, there will be Amazon links in the description below for the parts that's available on Amazon in this build if you'd like to pick any of them up. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you want to be notified next time I put out a video. Until then, you be safe, and I'll see you in the next video.